What is up? What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, happy, Thursday? Happy Thursday, everybody. Guys, this week has been crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. Anyway, what's up? Hopefully y'all having a fantastic day. We got a lot to talk about today, including some conversation that we have to have about the conversation that keeps conversating Cathy Engelbert, and more people who have more things to say about Cathy Engelbert. We're gonna also talk about what's going on in Unrivaled and the major announcement that they have later today in Philadelphia. Who might be? I got an echo. Ooh, I'm so sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. Hopefully it's better now. Is it? Fingers crossed that it's better now. Yeah, I think I fixed it. Now there's gonna echo back. Okay, better. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. Sorry. Well, anyway, it's Thursday. It's almost Friday, which Friday will be the WNBA finals. I'll cut off that earlier part. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, we're going to be talking about Cathy Engelbert and all the people who are continuing to talk about her. We're going to also talk about Napheesa Collier and what she's doing with Unrivaled. Is she just a genius behind this whole thing? Like, wow. Major announcement later today in Philadelphia for Unrivaled. We're going to talk about the players who are already signed to Unrivaled, the players who are not just signed to Unrivaled. Like, lots of people who are like, are they going to Unrivaled? Angel, are you going to Unrivaled? I just got some questions. We're also gonna give you all an update on Kelsey Mitchell as well. All right, Quita in the Morning starts now.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Ready, set, go.
Doom. All right, get ready. All right, guys, let's get into it. And I first want to actually start off with giving a quick little update about Kelsey Mitchell. So we all remember how Kelsey Mitchell ended up going down on game 5. During a very critical moment, she went down, did not come back into the game. And there were just overall a lot of question marks about like, okay, well, how is Kelsey Mitchell doing? Yesterday, we did receive an update. About Kelsey Mitchell. The Indiana Fever said that she experienced extreme cramping in her lower body during the third quarter of Game 5. She was transported to a local hospital where she was treated and released late Tuesday night, and that Kelsey Mitchell will remain under supervision of the Fever medical team and is expected to make a full recovery. So that is fantastic news about Kelsey Mitchell. Again, this is the best case scenario that it was a sort of issue with cramping, right? Severe cramps is no joke. Absolutely no joke. But it's way better to have severe cramping than a structural issue with your legs. And so I did just want to share that update because I thought that was a really awesome update that came midway through yesterday. The update came through and I was like, oh, okay. I got to talk about the next day. So now it feels very old. Sometimes when news comes through and I'm like, I gotta wait till the next day to talk about it. But I did also want to share a letter that Kelsey Mitchell ended up sharing with the fans. And first of all, I thought it was really awesome that she decided to write a letter to the fans because there's so many people who have been rooting her on this year and by her side and it was great to see a message from her. So I just wanted to read it real quick. This is what Kelsey Mitchell posted yesterday. She said, "To the Fever fans and fans of Kelsey Mitchell, me letting you all know about my health is just me showing love and respect to those who showed it to me. I suffered from something called rhabdomyolysis. Last night, my muscles stopped producing and reached its maximum capacity. I went into a sense of numbness / paralyzing feeling with no movement from my lower extremities for up to 5 to 7 seconds because my muscles stopped producing positive blood to my bloodstream. My body locked up from a physical standpoint, and from there, fatigue and cramping settled in. It sucked. I panicked because I began to think the worst when I felt like I couldn't move my legs. It was an out-of-body experience for me, and I thank God for covering me at a time like that. So today, on October 1st, I am walking and moving at a slow pace, but I will be fine very soon. I want to thank the Fever medical team, Vegas medical team, and the staff at the local hospital for keeping me safe." In other words, I prayed literally till my I played literally till my wheels fell off. LMAO. That's funny. So thank you for the prayers, love, respect, and support throughout all of this. You rode with me through this journey. Then I love you. 0 out. Yeah, scary. First of all, again, it was really great that we heard directly from Kelsey Mitchell about this situation. And yeah, that sounds extremely scary, right? You're paralyzed for a couple of seconds, and then you experience severe cramping. Like, yeah, individually, I know I would be freaking out. I know I would be freaking out if that was me. Again, cramping is the best case scenario for what happened. However, that is extremely scary. Extremely scary. And she couldn't, like, she said it. She went into a sense of numbness / paralyzing feeling with no movement from her lower extremities for up to 5 to 7 seconds. That's terrifying. And then the severe cramping and fatigue. And so I'm very happy that, like, Kelsey Mitchell is moving now, and that she's out of the hospital, and that this situation is getting better, because yeah, that's an extremely scary thing to happen. Like I had a cramp, a severe muscle, they call it like severe muscle spasms or whatever in my leg, in my quad, for not quad, my calf for softball, and I thought something horrible happened. It did, but like I thought, like, I'm never gonna really walk normal again, and blah blah blah. Like you go through a lot of stuff because cramping and muscle spasms can be really really bad. And so yeah, I just want to share that with you all. Just very very happy, very happy that Kelsey Mitchell is on the mend, and it seems like she should be good for Unrivaled. But I gotta say, now is the time. I don't know if Kelsey Mitchell is already signed to a beverage company, but to Gatorade, to Powerade, to whatever other beverage company there is, y'all better sign Kelsey Mitchell, okay? Now is the time. Now is the time. Yeah, guys, if y'all are having audio issues, it is no longer on my end. it is a YouTube issue, and so exit out of YouTube and then come back in, and you should be fine. All right. Earlier, it was my audio that was the issue. Now it is no longer my audio. All right. Okay. But yeah, man, some Powerade, Gatorade, one of them. If y'all are not already signed, if y'all have not already signed Kelsey Mitchell, y'all need to sign her and have her be your spokesperson for hydrating during games. Like, seriously, one of these companies. This is a amazing opportunity. Just saying. All right. That is my message to the powers that be at these beverage companies. All right. Sunita says, glad she's going to be okay. Yes, very, very happy that Kelsey Mitchell is going to be okay. Very, very happy about that because, again, you don't want to see that happen. Go says, Quita, what position did you play in softball? I was kind of like a roamer. I kind of did a little bit of everything. In years past, I was more of a second base person. But now we have a steady second baseman that uses a glove. So the league we play in, girls can wear gloves. Guys can't. Even though I can wear gloves, a glove in softball, I don't. Just because I never played with a glove ever before. And so I'm just used to not wearing a glove. But if you're on second base, it's helpful to have a girl play second base with a glove, because it's just way easier to catch. And so we put someone with a glove on second base. And so I've moved off, and for the most part, I play in the outfield for the most part. But occasionally I will do second base. That used to be my main position. But yeah, I'm more of an outfielder now. All right. Real Money says Kelsey was just on her Twin Sisters podcast, popping it yesterday. She's in good spirits. She is in good spirits. Yeah, I did see clips from that podcast, and probably in the post, if I segment this video out, here is where I will put that video. But yeah, I thought she seemed in great spirits. It was cool that they were like showcasing like some letters and whatnot that people gave to Kelsey Mitchell. And just seeing her run and talking about it, I thought it was really great. I thought it was really, really great. All right. Oh, y'all want to talk about some of the Liquid IV? Yeah, that's another company that she could go to. Yeah. Yeah. But whoever Kelsey Mitchell's agent is, hey, she better be on the phone or he or she better be on the phone with a whole bunch of companies today, being like, hey, want to sponsor Kelsey Mitchell? Just saying. Just saying. Jude says cramps are a symptom, need to pay attention. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we play 16-inch. So I don't know. Like, to me, you don't need a glove in 16-inch. I get why some people wear gloves in 16-inch, but like 16-inch is like, it's different. Like it's a bigger ball. It's slightly softer than like a regular softball. At least I think it's a little bit softer. Okay. All right. Anyway, that's that. Let's continue on. Let's continue on. There are just a whole bunch of stuff that is just continuing with Cathy Engelbert. Yesterday we ended up seeing, that be a topic. Cathy Engelbert be a topic on First Take, and we heard from Stephen A. Smith, heard from Mad Dog about their thoughts about Cathy Engelbert. And I always kind of find it a little bit like funny when like there's a women's basketball topic that is like a headlining thing on an ESPN show, because it's pretty much always something negative. Like it's it's pretty much always something negative that is talked about. And Mad Dog does not watch the WNBA, doesn't follow the games really. And hey, I get it, right? He's more of a men's basketball fan, and I get that, totally understand. But his job talk about WNBA for that one little instance, and we totally understand. He does not follow it. He does not follow it at all. And it just, I don't know. I just find it kind of fun. Not really, but I don't know. Fun is like the only word I can really positively say about it. When they have conversations about WNBA stuff, when it just seems very clear that like they might watch highlights, but it's very, very clear that they don't they don't follow what's going on. Like they just don't. They just don't. So basically Stephen A is like, hey, Cathy Engelbert needs to go, right? And that was the headline yesterday. Stephen A. Smith speaks out on Cathy Engelbert. And I gotta say, Stephen A. Smith, saying that Cathy Engelbert looks super, super guilty, and needs to step down as commissioner. That is going to go very far. Like, and sometimes it's kind of funny how people like someone who doesn't pay much attention to women's basketball, and is not sort of in the trenches and in the weeds, can say something that'll just go crazy. I literally got a notification from my phone, on like an ESPN notification, saying that Stephen A. Smith called out Cathy Engelbert. And I was like, man, this man got some pull. We all know how big of a player Napheesa Collier is. But again, when you have Stephen A. get Mad Dog talking about the WNBA, it's going to be interesting. And it's going to be a clip or two that you can engage with, okay? But Stephen A. Smith said, quote, when any player, but especially one of that magnitude, meaning Napheesa Collier, attacks you publicly like that weak beep statement that Commissioner Engelbert gave is not good enough. And yeah, I mean, he was right about that. Also, guys, truly, if y'all are having audio issues now, it is because of YouTube. All right, it's not a me issue now. Earlier, it was a me issue. It's not a me issue now. Okay. All right. But again, Cathy has made ESPN. She has made First Take, and so yeah, we know it's a way bigger deal. Just another thing that people cannot ignore, which is another reason why personally I think Cathy Engelbert will be out soon. This is a lot of heat that she has taken. A lot of heat. All right, so okay, y'all saying audio's good. Perfect. Yeah, but if y'all are having audio issues, go out, exit out of YouTube, come back in. Okay? All right? Usually commissioners are asked to fix problems and to make sure small problems don't turn into bigger problems. And right now in the WNBA, the problem is the commissioner. It's the leadership. That's the problem. They're causing a major distraction. Right? Peg says out before CBA negotiations. No. I believe now. I don't have a source. But from what I have seen, the writing on the wall and the Sports Business Journal article that I talked about yesterday, to me, even actually before I read that, I thought Cathy Engelbert was going to be on her way out. It makes the most sense to have the CBA fully negotiated, negotiate that thing, get it signed by everybody, and then I give her a month. I give Cathy Engelbert a month after the CBA is signed. She will announce her new successor, and she will be out. And in less than 6 months after that, she will be leading some Fortune 500 company. Like, I don't think she's like retiring anytime soon. Like, this lady, business is her thing, and she will go to a company where the product is something that's actually made, not where people are not the product. Right? I think that's what she'll just overall be better at. Leviathan says, what if the CBA is not signed? LOL. Well, it's possible that the CBA won't get signed because here's the thing. Here's the deal that actually a lot of people have to sort of recognize. And also, yes, y'all, listen to Eric. Says, why are above 400 people watching and there are 86 likes? Come on, we are better than that. Yes. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Why not before the CBA? Because you cannot change, in my opinion, from being an observer of businesses for a long time, you cannot have the senior most leader of an organization walk while major negotiations are occurring, especially union negotiations. It would severely delay everything when it came to the A if Engelbert left before it was done. Right? You absolutely have to finish out your term. Finish out the negotiations. Cathy Engelbert is extremely good at negotiating. Now, the CBA is like where Cathy is able to shine. Because, yeah, she's not necessarily a relationship type of person, but she is a business person. Right? Again, she was a CEO for Deloitte for several years. And we all know how big Deloitte is. Right? And so, yes, she has to be involved. She has to be involved in the CBA, and once that's over, yeah, I think she's out of there. I personally think she is out of there. But there was one thing that I wanted to sort of talk about that. Got a super chat. Stern, thank you so much for the super chat. Says Mad Dog talk like he never watched a WW game. He probably never has watched a full WNBA game. He probably has just watched clips and whatnot. You know, so it is what it is. Here's the thing. First Take is literally called First Take for a reason. Like they're not super deep analysts on particular sports. Of course, the main sports they talk about are football and basketball, right? NFL, NBA, that's primarily what they talk about. And anything outside of that, they're not as versed on what is going on. And so usually they bring someone in. Like this time they brought in Monica McNutt in to kind of like be more of a authority figure on that. This is what they do. Like, I mean, here's the thing. I don't expect, Stephen A. and whoever the guest is on a particular show, I don't expect them to know everything, right? Because it's a sort of sports, I want to say variety show, but I think variety is the wrong word. But like they touch a whole bunch of stuff. They just touch what is trending in the world of sports, right? They talk about what's trending in the world of sports, and they talk about LeBron. And so, yeah, they're not going to know like all the stuff there is to know. And that's actually not the point. The point is to just be able to give your take first. Right? The point is to be the talk of the town, which they are. Stephen A. is a master of that. Right? Henry says it's showbiz. It is showbiz. It is, and he's very successful at his job. Hey, you might think he's a joke, but he's a very successful joke that is running ESPN right now. Absolutely running ESPN. So I'm just saying. I am just saying, okay? Real Money says, no, Quita, they pay attention when something appealing is going on. Yes, they pay attention when something big is happening that a lot of people are talking about. And the something big that's happening that a lot of people are talking about usually is something negative. Especially when it comes to the WNBA. Right? It's usually something negative. Yeah, it's about drama. I mean, but here's the thing, that's what people want to see. That is what people want to see. Right? Way more people want to see that than this. It just is what it is, It's how society is, and if you don't like it, then don't support it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Stephen A. is a genius. The way he has built First Take and what he has done with it, because he knows human psychology. He knows what people are most interested in. And people are not interested in positive stuff. People are interested in surface level arguments and negativity for the most part. That's what people are interested in. And regardless of how much people try to act like that's not the truth, it is. It is the truth. And it is what it is. Like, peep game and move on, That's personally what I got to say. Anyway, let's continue on. All right. People know how to get an audience. People know how to get an audience. I do too. I'm just choosing not to go that route. It's not hard to know exactly what works for an audience, right? I know what I could say to get a ton of people to rock with this channel, to be at 50,000 subscribers, to be at 20,000 views per game, like per stream. Like I know how to get there. But it is not conducive to, in my opinion, the right way to cover the sport. And so that's why I don't do it. I know how. I'm in marketing. I know how. You study psychology. You know how to like what works. But I don't think it's worth it, even if in the short term it's worth it. Right? Yeah, engagement farming. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I do want to move on. And talk about something that I am like, what in the world is going on? And that involves Unrivaled. So yesterday, guys, we did see an announcement come through from Unrivaled. Right? We did see something come through. And if you all have been paying attention, Unrivaled has actually been announcing several players every single game. Right? Every single game. Every single day. They've been announcing lots of new players. But they are at a point where they're a little bit stuck. They got some more names to say, but they're not prepared to say them right now. So yesterday, the GM for Unrivaled, Claire Duellis, did make a statement saying, "We couldn't be more excited about the incredible talent we've added so far, in addition to our returning athletes heading into season 2. We know you all were eager to learn who would be joining us this year, and we wanted to give you as much information as possible ahead of more big news tomorrow in Philadelphia. A few of the players we're in productive negotiations with just need a little extra time, and we're all about giving our athletes the space to make big decisions on their own terms. That means we've still got 2 roster spots and we can't wait to share with you all And we can't wait to share who will be filling them soon. Thank you all for your continued enthusiasm and support for Unrivaled and our amazing players. It's what makes this league special." So that's what Unrivaled GM had to say yesterday. And there's a lot of players who was in Unrivaled last year that have not been named in Unrivaled this year. Right? Angel Reese is not in there yet. Sabrina Ionescu is not there. Could you be possibly getting someone like a Asia Wilson to decide to do Unrivaled? What about Caitlin Clark? There's so many question marks about who in the world is going to be these last 2. Because to me, personally, I thought it was a done deal that Angel was going to be in Unrivaled. I thought that was a done deal. Especially how last season ended up going. Right? And so I gotta say, I was like, oh, we still haven't seen that name yet. We haven't seen that name come through just yet, which to me was a surprise. Now, if you all are curious about who is in Unrivaled so far, well, let's go down the list. I'm gonna share my screen real quick. We're gonna go down the list of who in the world is currently in Unrivaled, because lots of people have already been announced. All right. All right, so let's take a look at who's in Unrivaled already. Let's go. Let's look at this again. We got 2 more spots left, and then you can see Claire's message right here. But anyway, yesterday we ended up seeing, again, I have been very surprised about some of the people who are in Unrivaled, but with the huge increase in Unrivaled, It seems very clear that it seemed very clear that they were going to be adding a whole bunch of new people, and they did add a whole bunch of new people. Dana Evans is now going to be in Unrivaled. We also have Kelsey Plum. Remember, guys, she was originally supposed to be in Unrivaled last year, but then she ended up having to step away from Unrivaled. She is back. I don't think we call her a returner, even though, because she didn't actually like step on the court last year. She bowed out before the season started. But anyway, Kelsey Plum is doing it. We also have Lee Yarou, and guys, this was the biggest shock to me. This was the biggest shock to me. Lee Yarou is in Unrivaled. I gotta say, I was extremely shocked. And a huge question mark I have is, can Lee Yarou keep up? That's true question. Like, can Lee Yarou keep up with Unrivaled? I love Lee Yarou's game. I think Lee Yarou has a boatload of potential because this girl can knock down threes all day, every day, right? She also has pretty good footwork in the post. I was just like, oh, okay. Again, I'm very much interested to see. So personally, I think Lee Yarou would have been better served in Athletes Unlimited, personally. But hey, let's go. Let's see what you can do in Unrivaled. Okay, let's see what you can do. We got Jordan Canada, who is making her return to Unrivaled, and so that should be cool. W. Bazile says, Lee Yarou, what do you do? Do what you do. But yeah, personally, I really like Lee Yarou. I think Lee is awesome. But again, I was a little bit like, oh, kind of shocked. Because I do think Athletes Unlimited would have been better. Like, it's not a knock on Lee. Again, I just think Athletes Unlimited would have been better. I think Unlimited is a better fit for a lot of players. They just I think Athletes Unlimited just needs more notoriety. And then players who should be going to Athletes Unlimited will be going to Athletes Unlimited. And then we have Alana Smith that's joining Unrivaled this year, and so that should be cool. Maddie Segrist, Dejanay Carrington, Marie Mabry, Arike Gumbawale, Cameron Brink, Rachel Banham, Ezzy McGore, Aaliyah Boston, Ryan Howard, Brittany Griner, Skylar Diggins, Natisha Heidemann, Suge Sutton, Courtney Williams, Shakira Austin, Alicia Gray, Kylie Copper, Niles Hillman, Kelsey Mitchell, Agent Zero, Brittany Sykes, Chelsea Gray, Ray Burrell, Nafisa Collier, Monique Billings, even though they don't say that. They should. Whoever team Monique Billings is on, can the in-arena announcer, like the person who like is yelling defense and all that stuff, whoever it is for Monique Billings next year, can we please make sure to say, if she's cool with it, Monique Billings after she scores, so it could be like Chauncey Billups. Anyway, I don't even know if y'all even get the reference. Anyway, moving on. We got Kiki Ira Finn in Unrivaled as well. Aaliyah Edwards, Natasha Cloud, Dearica Hamby, and Kate Martin. We also have Veronica Burton, who is coming off of an amazing WNBA season. We got Sonia Citron, Jackie Young, Azarae Stevens, Lexi Hall, Brianna Stewart. And we got Erica Wheeler, Sanaya Rivers, Paige Beckers, Satsu Sabli, Rakia Jackson, and Alyssa Thomas. All right. I just find it funny that like you all remember. KL says, "Hello, I get you, Quita." Anyway, I find it funny. Do y'all remember like a couple days ago? When people were like, after Nafisa Collier got injured, and there were a lot of people on social media that were like, "See, Now Alyssa Thomas won't be asked to be an Unrivaled this year. See, she's not going to be an Unrivaled no more. She's not going to be there, right? People were like, that's why Nafisa gonna reject your entrance into Unrivaled, forgetting that literally Alyssa Thomas was the first player announced in Unrivaled this year. I just found this so funny. Like I didn't actually respond to people when I saw that, but like I just thought it was funny. It was like y'all clearly didn't know that a couple weeks ago, Alyssa Thomas was actually announced first. She was the first person announced in Unrivaled this year for this upcoming season. I just thought it was funny. I just thought it was funny, but a thing we have to know is that there's a lot of people that are missing from this list, right? Remember, guys, Tiffany Hayes was in Unrivaled last year, right? She's not here. Tiffany Hayes is not here, right? And so there are just some overall questions about who in the world is going to be on this team. Right? Also, another player that is not she was a backup, but still, remember, guys, Ariel Atkins played a couple games for Unrivaled last year. She is doing Athletes Unlimited. Natisha Heidemann was a backup. She is officially in Unrivaled this year. You have Angel Reese, who was on Team Rose last year, the winning champs. She has not made a decision as of yet on whether or not she's going to join Unrivaled this year. Maybe she's one of those two. Maybe she's not. We don't know. Again, lots of questions abound in terms of who in the world is going to be in Unrivaled, right? If we just go down the list of the other teams from last year, there's just other players who are not in here so far. Like, for example, I didn't see Kayla McBride. Is Kayla McBride in here? I didn't see her. Yeah, Kayla McBride is not in Unrivaled right now. K-Mac was on the Laces last year, or in season 1. She's not here, right? We have Sabrina Ionescu, who was on the team, who was in Unrivaled last year. She's not here either. Tiff Hayes. Marina Mabry's here. Okay, great. But yeah, there's a couple players, Courtney Vandersloot, right? There's a couple of players who was on the team who was in Unrivaled, participating in Unrivaled last year that are not participating this year. We got Arike. I don't remember seeing Arike this year. Yeah, Arike is not. Oh no, here she is. Here she is. It's a very 90s look. I like this. It's a very 90s vibe for Arike. But Arike is there. There's a couple players that are not in Unrivaled so far. And again, guys, we have 2 names left. 2 names left. Kayla does need a break. Yeah, Kayla went from Unrivaled last year. She went overseas real quick, then came back to Minnesota, played the full season. Yeah, she probably does need a break right now. CJ says, I'd love to see some big names in Athletes Unlimited bring the spotlight. Love AU. Well, they do have Tina Charles. Like that's probably the biggest name. They have Tina Charles. They have Anissa Morrow, Tina Pow in Athletes Unlimited. And so I think that's gonna do really well. But again, yeah, it'd be nice if more players kind of picked Athletes Unlimited. But rival roster spots, they got a bigger salary. So, yeah, it's understandable why people might pick Unrivaled. Josie says, they say Kayla is going back overseas. Okay. I wasn't aware of that. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know. All right, and I've said it in the past, and last year I didn't cover Athletes Unlimited as much as I should have, but this year I am going to try my best to do way better coverage of Athletes Unlimited, okay? So yeah, I'm gonna try harder to cover Athletes Unlimited this upcoming year. I think last year I was trying to do both, but I did heavily focus on Unrivaled, and I do just want to do a better job. I want to do a better job. We do have some names listed for Athletes Unlimited already, and so I want to let me just go through that real quick. And then we'll kind of close that out after this. With, again, major announcement happening later today for Unrivaled. What that is, I have no idea. I have no guesses, right? With the letter yesterday from the GM of Unrivaled, it makes me think that, it's not an announcement of players. Like, I thought it was going to be, they were going to announce like a player that's going to be joining Unrivaled next year. But it seems to me, it seems like this is going to be an announcement of a secondary venue. Okay, so that my thoughts on this is that we will see. Here, let me just get back to this real quick. Never mind. All right, anyway, let's get back to this real quick. So my prediction, and we'll see in a couple hours if I'm right, my prediction is that Unrivaled will, in Philadelphia today, will announce a partnership with a facility in Philadelphia to host either the sort of all-star festivities, which are the one-on-one competitions. It's going to be either the one-on-one competition sort of break thing, hosting that entirely in Philadelphia, or they're going to have at least 2 weekends during the season in Philadelphia. That is my prediction. And guys, hold me to it. We'll see it. We'll see if I'm right. But my prediction is that they will have the one-on-one weekend competition thing. I think they're going to have that in Philadelphia. Unrivaled's not moving to Philadelphia. They're not moving. But they have indicated in the past that they are open to having games other places. I believe that's something they mentioned last season. But that's my prediction. I want to be on record saying that I think they're going to have the one-on-one competition, or they're going to have 1 or 2 weekends during the during the Unrivaled season in Philadelphia. That's my prediction. All right, because they have talked about travel before. Yep, Jude, you're right. They have talked about it before. And so they're going to start in Philadelphia because there is a market there for women's basketball. Okay? We'll see in a couple hours. We will see in a couple hours if I am right. We'll see in a couple hours. All right, anyway, let's get to Athletes Unlimited. This is who they have so far. They don't have everybody kind of laid out just yet. But we do have Ariel Atkins, Lexi Brown, Tina Charles, Caitlin Chen, Alicia Clark, Sydney Colson, Bree Hall, Isabel Harrison, Deja Kelly, Anissa Morrow, Kia Nurse, Aaliyah Nye, Tahina Pow, Teresa Plessance, JC Sheldon, Jalen Sherrod, Odyssey Sims, Nalissa Smith, Kia Stokes, Brianna Turner. All right, so these are all the players that they have. These are all the players that they have in Athletes Unlimited so far. All right. Just wanted to let you all know that. All right. But yeah, I mean, that's basically all I got today. That's basically all I got. We'll see what happens later today in Philadelphia. Yeah, good observation. Yeah, says curious what role Sydney Colson is going to play. She's out with the ACL injury. Yeah. I mean, Sydney Colson is, I believe, on leadership for Athletes Unlimited. I think she has a leadership role in Athletes Unlimited, and so she's going to be there. She's going to be like a big presence. Of course, she's likely not going to be able to play in Athletes Unlimited, but she'll be there and she'll probably be doing something. Like maybe they'll have her announcing. They'll have her doing her show from Athletes Unlimited. Like remember her and Teresa Plessance have a podcast, and so yeah. Henry says no Mercury versus Mercury versus Aces. Well, that game is tomorrow, and for tomorrow's show, we will talk all about Mercury versus Aces, and I'll tell y'all my predictions. All right, I'll tell you my predictions. Rita says, "Are you going live for the finals?" Yeah, I will. Mama will not be going live with me. But yeah. Mama has to work, so we have guys. We had a huge run of where Mama was actually able to do the post game recaps with me, but she has to work. So it's likely, and she's on call, so it's likely because it's from Thursday to Thursday, and so she started today. She's on call until next Thursday, so it's likely that until next Thursday, Mama will not be able to join me for the shows, which is very sad, but it is what it is. She has to work. All right. Cool Bean says, I'm ready for the women's NCAA season. Me too. Patrick says, go Iowa. Yeah, they did. What, number 4? She was number 4. Yeah, I gotta talk about it. Yeah, I gotta talk about that. All right, for another day. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and until next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Are you ready?
Ready, set, go.